I call the honourable member for Gilmore.
Madam Speaker, my question is to the Prime Minister. Will the Prime Minister update the House on how the government is ensuring that Australia's national security agencies receive the resources they need to keep our Australia safe?
I call the honourable Prime Minister.
Well, Madam Speaker, I do thank the member for Gilmore for a question, and I can reassure her and all members of the Australian community that the safety of our nation is the first priority of government. It's the first priority of this government. It was the first priority of the former government. It's been the first priority of every Australian government, as it should be. But regrettably, Madam Speaker, at least 60 Australians are known to have gone overseas to fight with terrorist groups in Syria and northern Iraq, including the ISIL movement. And regrettably, Madam Speaker, about 100 Australians are known to have been supporting or facilitating these terrorist groups. Madam Speaker, we know what these people can do. We have seen it on our screens, and we must make sure that it never happens here in this country of ours. We need the capacity to deal with people, preferably to stop them from going overseas to join terrorist groups in the first place, but certainly to stop them should they seek to return to this country. Madam Speaker, the government has recently announced a further $630 million in new funding for the Australian Federal Police, for the Australian Security Intelligence Organisation, for the Australian Secret Intelligence Service, for the Office of National Assessment and for the Customs and Border Protection Service. And I'm pleased to remind the House that soon there will be biometric screening at all our international airports. I want to stress, Madam Speaker, that extremism is our enemy, not religion, and that it's terrorism that is being targeted, not the members of any particular community. But, Madam Speaker, I do make a further announcement today that late last week the Customs and Border Protection Service began operating counter-terrorism units at Sydney and Melbourne international airports, and similar units will shortly be established at all international airports in Australia. There will be an additional 80 Border Force officers stationed at international airports to monitor the movements of people on our national security watch lists. I'm advised that these new units have already intercepted at least one person of interest. I do want to assure the House that this government will do, I'm sure this parliament will do, everything that is reasonably necessary to keep our country safe.